But I do want to, I appreciate everything that ACPS is doing, because I know the parents, you've got half the parents that want ACPS open right now and have wanted that for the last 8 months, wanted that 2 weeks after we closed, right? Because we were only supposed to be closed for 2 to 3 weeks, right? That's what we heard. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody. Nobody. So, different people just had to adapt different ways. I know our household has had to adapt, and it's been tough, elementary school kids in a house with at least working parents. We're working, but we've had other families who have lost their jobs, who can't go to work because they have become childcare, because of course schools are always thought of as childcare, even though people didn't really think of it as childcare. It's always been education, but now we find out it's been childcare. So I think, there are some people out there that, oh my gosh, heaven forbid their kids I came to the realization 6 months ago, if my child, for whatever reason, doesn't make the grade literally this year, then I am just going to be okay if they have to repeat it in person next year. And I told my husband the same thing. And I am a career educator saying that. Okay. But you have to give some grace for the situation. And I don't think some parents, everybody, like Dr. Hutchings has already said, is stressed. That everybody, every household is taking on stress in a totally different way with this. So there's that. Now for what I put out there on video a couple days ago, March 1st, because we had been told a date, and it was almost like the dog had eaten my homework for the 15th time. And I know I've had a couple of school board members reach out to me going, I would have told you if you asked. And honestly, there were more than 2 doing this. However, if you all are an elected body, and I'm trying not to place blame on anybody, but if it's really 3 people on this call that are on council that are the social media people, and we are the ones getting the questions when we aren't the school board members who know the answers, but the school board members aren't on social media answering some of these questions, it begs the question, who is supposed to be on social media answering the questions? I understand everyone has a website. We have a website, school board has a website, the schools have everybody has a website. Now, that being said, it took me 10 to 15 minutes to find a link for a meeting 2 weeks ago that the school board didn't have it, whatever it was, I can't remember now. It wasn't on the calendar for me to actually click on the calendar to a link to get to that, but I digress. I put that video out there for a few reasons. One, that date had been out there that it was mid-February, that building was coming down. It was coming down. And then in the 2 weeks leading up to what I put out on social media March 1st, which was basically a very silent spinning around so everyone could see that there wasn't a bulldozer in sight, there wasn't a gate up until this morning when the gates started going up around the building. We needed to call the question, why? Why? And since then, I have gotten school board members texting me, but the problem is you shouldn't be texting me. You should be putting it out there to tell the community who's asking what the answer is. I appreciate you texting me, and I love the personal relationships we have, but the community members need to hear you, and they won't just go to the website. They want a quick interaction, just a quick one. And I know you're not going to set any precedent by doing it, and you don't have to go back, in 2 seconds and answer anybody. You don't have to. That's only Justin Wilson who does that. Nobody else does that. And I give you the okay not to do it, okay? Because I don't either. I don't have time. There's not enough hours in my day. But I'm telling you, there are very unhappy people and I understand newsletters went out and everything else, but the people that did respond to my video are the ones who are engaged in MacArthur, in the advisory committee, in the community, who didn't have the answer either. Obviously, I'm very passionate. I love the school system. I love our schools. I love our kids. Our teachers are phenomenal. I mean, I honestly, my issue is the communication. That's it. That's my issue. The communication, because whatever your answer is, it cannot be any worse than not hearing anything at all. And that's the issue that community members have. And it's not just about schools, it's about everything. If they haven't heard from somebody about something, they're upset. Because not knowing is worse than any answer you're going to give them. But they need an answer. They need to be able to plan. They need to see the progress. And I understand if there was progress in buildings, fantastic. If it was asbestos, Dominion, the easements, the can't get the bulldozers rented till a certain time, whatever the answer is, they need to just hear the answer on social media, because we're in a pandemic. It's been 11 to 12 months, and this is the wave of the future. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'm sure there are 50 million others that I don't know about yet because I'm old. They just need to know. That's it. Your answer could be awful, but they just need to hear it from you. 9 of you. There are 9 of you. Somebody.
All right. So
that's the thing about MacArthur, because I don't want the same issues coming up with the high school project. I mean, and then we need to talk about co-location. My question about co-location, are we going to look at co-location at every individual school site as it comes up? Because the community needs to know, not to mention the city, okay? So what is going on with that? Because I was in the joint facilities community meeting on, is that last night? I can't remember. I think it was last night. So where are we with test fits? Because I saw a lot of things that were city, but I didn't see school facilities being discussed, honestly. Thank you. Thank you.